He was looking a little stiff.
Jean-Philippe Legelec, second man in this group climbing the hill, of course, for Canada, taking over from Scott Perras, who took the first leg, and the Canadians in 10th place at the moment, 52 behind. I think they'll be happy enough with that. There's always a battle between Canada and USA, and I can tell you that Canada are doing considerably better than the USA, who've done a penalty loop. They've already missed 6 targets, and a disastrous start for them sees them 136 behind the leaders. Leif Norgren has had a nightmare. Bert Courier and, of course, Lowell Bailey, who had a great run yesterday, the remaining 3 for the USA. Now, Lesser on the left of the screen, part of a new-look German team. Schemp, Lesser, Graf, Pfeiffer. Put Bernbacher in there somewhere, and you've got a potential winning team, without a doubt.
I think Bjorn Dahlen just landed. He's going to shoot so fast. He'll take more risk today with the 3 spare rounds. Bjorn Dahlen, he did it in, that must be about a 21-second visit to the range.
He's quite useful, isn't he? And to think we were talking about his retirement last year. He'll have to retire at some stage, but he's still a very, very exciting athlete and great to watch. And as long as he's got the potential to win, I guess it's worth hanging around.
It is. Christoph Suman now for Austria. He's just landed. He needs to give the similar performance to Bjorn Dahlen, take the risk, and the relay allows you to take a little more risk.
It must be tough for Bjorn Dahlen, Mike. 10 years ago, in this situation, he would have known he could open up a 30-second gap on anyone on the next loop to buy himself a bit of a cushion for the standing shoot. Nowadays, that doesn't happen, and he's got to rely on his shooting.
He has to now, and for Bjorn Dahlen, there's Suman only used 1 spare, but losing, what, 12 seconds in the process. Yeah, Bjorn Dahlen, when you look at what he's done for Norway, he's been involved 21 times in the winning relay team. He's been 46th time on the podiums in the relay. So 15 second places, 10 third places. It's an incredible story.
USA just settling.
France doing nothing wrong as well. They're out there in the top bracket, 7 seconds behind 5th place though.
Good race from the Czech Republic as well. We need to point that out. And they do have Krupček and Vítek on legs 3 and 4, so they've perhaps sent their 2 best first. Welcome back to a very sunny Austria, and an exciting race developing here. Norway leading the way thanks to some fine effort from Uliana Bjorn Dahlen on the first prone shoot. This is the second leg of the 4x7.5. Russia have been up there throughout. Good performance from Anton Chapulin to win the first leg. He's handed over to Andrei Makaviev, who's on paper is the slowest of the Russians, lying 20th in the World Cup, but he's not had a bad weekend. 2 top 15 results in the sprint and the pursuit, and he'll fancy his chances of being able to hold on to Norway at least. Team number 10, that is the Czech Republic, with Andrej Moravec on course at the moment. A good first run from Schlesinger for the Czech Republic, and they'll fancy their chances of finishing on the podium. They've done it before, they know they can do it again. But there are some big teams chasing, Mike, and the margins are still pretty slim.
Bjorn Dahlen, he's been absorbed by Makaviev and Moravec, and of course Bauer and Beatrix, and Lesser's there as well, so a pack at the front. I think Bjorn Dahlen could have pushed it to try and stay ahead, but is it worth it at this moment in the race? I don't think it is.
Well, I think a clean shoot from Bjorn Dahlen would be invaluable. 5 out of 5 in the prone, which he's already done, and another 5 out of 5 in the standing. That might just sort of give his individual season a little bit of a boost that it needs, certainly going into the next round of World Cups.
It's all about confidence. And we've seen that with Freddie Lindström going first for Sweden. Last week in Östersund, where he wanted it most, he just wasn't on form. Already, with a top 15 position on on Friday, it gave him the confidence to move up to 4th. So it is all about confidence in biathlon. Of course, it's Jaroslav Sukup, the Czech team don't have because of his cycling injury.
And consequently, Thomas Krupchik has been brought in, who is preparing for the second leg. He doesn't know where he's going to start, but it looks as though he may well be starting in the top 4 or 5 today. Russia again take the lead to control the pace on the big climb. Ustugov and Malishko. It's a useful finish, isn't it? Ustugov 3rd in the World Cup standings at the moment, and Malishko, who went from 11th to 2nd in the pursuit yesterday. So 2 men very much on form, and the Russians looking to make up for what I guess was a disappointing relay season for them last year.
Look at the gap now back to 7th position. That's a significant gap, 45.1 seconds. A lot of that can be turned around on the range with fast and accurate shooting. We've seen that as each day goes by here in Hochfilzen. And I like the way Italy are performing. This is a good start for the Italian team.
De Lorenzi, Windisch, Duto and Hofer. Pietro Duto on the 3rd leg, coming in for the other of the Windisch brothers, and that's really the key leg for them. Lukas Hofer on the anchor leg for Italy. He'll be able to make up a bit of time over the snow. Whether he loses again in the range, we'll have to find out. How's that for a stunning backdrop, Mike? Beautiful fresh snow on the top of the mountains, and they're pretty big peaks, not far from the German border, of course, in this part of Austria. Plenty of alpine skiing to be had. Now,
with the air at minus 15, Bjorn Dahlen deciding to keep his face warm.
Noah's target not registering. First 2 are hits for Oleana Bjorn Dahlen. Now, key final shot. He gets 4 out of 5. That's not bad going at all. And none of the leaders going clear at this stage. So opportunities to get a lead have not been taken. Bjorn Dahlen will come out level with Moravec of the Czech Republic. Russia are in a little spot of trouble here, Mike. Makeyev definitely pushing the pace to get past Bjorn Dahlen and paying the price now. And Slovenia are on a slippery slide.
Do you know, this is the aspect of biathlon. Makeyev now panicking. It's so cold out here. Difficult sometimes to get the spare round into the chamber. It's only 5 mils.
He needs this. Down it goes to avoid the embarrassment of the penalty loop for the Russians. The Swedes have 2 misses already. They've only fired 3 shots. So this is a disaster for Sweden and Christopher Eriksson. Lots and lots of pressure on his shoulders.
You could feel the tension there. That shot was never going to hit. He preempted it. There was a flinch.
So it looks like possible penalty loops for Sweden and their chances of a podium being reduced to almost nil. Of course, anything can happen. 33.36 the time for Moravec, first out of the stadium. Norway in 2nd place with Oleana Bjorn Dahlen. Those 2 will have a good battle. Lesser of Germany. He's done well to keep Germany in 3rd place. Sweden 1 penalty loop at least. Estonia could have 3 or 4 come the end of this one, and that's a really disappointing performance from them. Estonia with Tobrulutz. Indrek Tobrulutz, he's got more experience than that. Something must be going drastically wrong for him. Canada still in 7th, despite the fact that they've missed 4 targets so far today.
To do,
Is it not? The atmosphere starting to build here in Austria, and understandably, because as we approach the halfway stage of this men's 4x5, the top 4 teams are separated by less than 100 metres. It's the Czech Republic and Norway in 1st and 2nd. They're being chased, and chased hard, by Germany. And along with the Germans, we have France as well. So a very open race developing. The only victim from that last shoot, which was the 4th of 8 shoots, really were the Russians, Mike, who may have thrown away their chance. They've dropped down into 5th position and now find themselves 30 seconds behind.
I think that comes with the turf. Makeyev decided to push the pace on his 2nd loop, and well, here he is. skiing very, very fast, but I think he just came into the range over his comfort zone, and he really suffered on the range.
He was 31 seconds behind when he left the range. He's cut that to 25, so he's done well. If he can keep that pace going, fantastic. But don't forget, a minute and a half for climbing up that big hill the other side of the road. That might get the better of Makeyev. Kazar of Slovakia in 6th. They're now well ahead of the Austrians. Christoph Suman, he was 105. He's making ground. He's got the deficit back to 42 seconds, so the Austrians still have a chance and something for the locals to cheer about. Oleina Bjorndalen starting to turn it up on the big climb. This is where he's been so strong over the years. He won't have a sprint finish into the stadium, but his work rate on the consistent climb is absolutely astonishing.
Do you know, Patrick, this is the best we've seen from Bjorndalen for, what, 2-3 seasons? Yesterday, the 4th fastest ski time. Today, surely this is going to match anybody. He really is back.
Yeah, Bjorndalen, a look over his shoulder to see what damage he was doing to Moravits. Moravits instantly a look over his shoulder to see if he was in danger of losing 2nd place. But that's not really the case at the moment, as Beatrix's France moves into 3rd and starts to pull away from Eric Lesser of Germany, who's had a great start to the season, but already starting to show signs of fatigue.
Definitely. Well, Lesser, he stayed with the pace on the first lap. He tried to stay in the second, and this is the punishment, the payback when you overpush your pace.
I wonder how Christiansen is feeling. The next man taking the course for Norway, 23rd in the World Cup rankings, but he's had results that would suggest that he's going to be capable of moving up the order. 2 top 20 results this weekend for Christiansen, and he could top it off with a relay win if he can give Svensson a lead of, what, 35-40 seconds. That would be pretty handy.
And Christiansen, he's only missed 1 shot here from 30 shots fired. His shooting form is brilliant.
Now, fingers crossed if you're a fan of the Czech Republic, because Thomas Krupčík is on the next leg. He comes in for Sukup. So away go Norway. It's not a huge margin, but 6 seconds might be quite handy for Christiansen. But I think more significantly, they've got a margin of, what, 10 to 15 seconds over the French, a little bit more than that. And that really is very, very important indeed. Now the French have to do the work, and it's Alexis Berth on course at the moment. He's in great form, lying 4th in the World Cup standings.
Berth was desperate to get handed over to you. You have to make physical contact with your teammate.
Lesser came out of the range 5 seconds behind Mike. He's dropped 26 seconds in that last 2.5 kilometre loop. Russia now in 5th place, having come out 31, so they lost 10 seconds to the leaders. And Oleina Bjorndalen, the great champion, is still on winning form.
Bjorndalen just turned the pace up there in the final kilometre and destroyed the rest of the pack. That's got to be a feel-good factor for the rest of the season.
Yeah, good tactics from Bjorndalen, because he took it steady on lap number 2.
He did, and I think on lap 1, lap 2, sorry, where he went out first, he was happy to slot into 3rd position.
Well, there you see the standings at the halfway stage. Norway, the Czech Republic.